Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so as Wes pointed out, three of us here constitutes a quorum.
It does, yes, ma'am. So you have the agenda that's been put together. So the three of you are able to vote on these matters, including the agenda minutes and the new business that you have before you. It's still, as always, just make sure we have a motion, a second, and a vote on each item.
Okay, anybody want to approve the agenda?
I propose we approve it.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now we need to approve the minutes from last May. We have a copy here. And in that meeting, we approved 2 houses for our historic preservation, 116 Ocean. Am I doing this right, Wes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
At the last time you all met, there was it was the order approval for 116 Ocean Boulevard. That was the written decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because you all held a hearing at a previous meeting to
Right.
designate it as a landmark,
Okay,
or issue a certificate of appropriateness to
Right.
make some changes, replace the windows, doors, and siding. And then you all recommended designation of 13 Skyline over there.
that's right. That's right. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from last May?
I motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
This is public comment time. Any public comments?
Ms. Gardner's here, the owner of 39 Ocean Boulevard, the matter that's on your new business today. I don't know if you want to say anything now, you don't have to, but if you can speak now or when we get to that agenda item, it's up to you.
Just wait till we
Yes.
get to that.
Sure, yes, ma'am. We don't have any submitted public comments or anything.
Any old business?
No, ma'am, no old business.
So the new business is we're here to consider 39 Ocean Boulevard to be designated a historic landmark.
Yes, ma'am. As you noted before the meeting started, you all have not held a meeting since May of last year. So we did finally receive a new designation application, and that is from the property owner of 39 Ocean Boulevard, Ms. Perrin Gardner. And as you all can recall, previously, up until this point, when you all consider a designation application, town staff would send you all the application, an architect's report, the designation report that we all put together, all at the same time, as well as a letter or usually a letter or written statement from the State Historic Preservation Office stating that they had reviewed the application and the designation report, and they provide a recommendation as to whether or not they think the town should or should not designate the application. Well, after I received Ms. Gardner's application, I put together the report, and I did share it with Ms. Gardner, and she suggested some revisions, which I made to it. And I sent it to the state as I previously had. And they asked me the question, well, when did your Landmarks Commission, what date did the Landmarks Commission forward this report to the State Historic Preservation Office? And I said, they have not done that yet, because up until now, we've never had to do that. We received your comments first and then gave it to the commission. And they said, well, no, we can't do that anymore. Today, what staff is asking from you all, and this was all outlined in the agenda item summary that I provided in the agenda packet, we're asking for you all to forward or vote, to take a motion, second, and vote to forward the designation report for 39 Ocean Boulevard to the State Historic Preservation Office. And if you all have any revisions or suggested revisions or comments or questions about the report, I can try to answer them for you, or Ms. Gardner's here. She can try to answer some questions for you. But you all would hopefully forward the report to the State Historic Preservation Office. I will send it today if that's what you all are inclined to do. And then we have to allow a minimum of 30 30 days for them to review and comment on this application. Once they submit to us the comments, we either, if they include changes, we'll make the changes and then send it to you, or if it's just flat out, we recommend designation, we'll include a copy of that letter, and then we're going to have to, we'll hold another meeting. Y'all will have to schedule, we'll have to hold a hearing where you all consider the application and you actually consider and consider whether or not to recommend to the town council that this structure and property be designated as a historic landmark. So this just adds, I told Ms. Gardner, I said, unfortunately, it adds another 30 days to the process, minimum 30 days to the process. So once we have the report to the office, State Historic Preservation Office, they'll give us, they'll respond in writing. Then we'll schedule the hearing with you all. You all hold your hearing, and then the town council will hold a subsequent hearing, and they would make the decision as to whether or not to designate the structure and property at 39 Ocean Boulevard. So, in summary, we're asking today for you all to vote to forward the designation report that you all received for 39 Ocean Boulevard to the State Historic Preservation Office. This is not asking for a recommendation as to whether or not we want to designate the property. This is just to send the report to the State Historic Preservation Office.
Well, I would propose that we forward the application to the state as you recommend.
The report.
Yes, the report.
Okay.
Do we need to
Do you need a vote?
second?
It would be a motion and a second.
That's my motion, is that we forward the.
Okay.
I would like to make a comment, if you don't mind.
Yes, please, yeah, so we have a motion, and so we'll say Ms. Whitley, Chairperson Whitley made the motion, Mr. Andrews seconded. Now we can have discussion. You all
Okay.
can discuss.
I would like to say that in the comment that Christopher Nason made, that there was no, he didn't see where there was an architect involved.
It was a spec house.
It was a spec house, and I will tell you that the same man that built your house built my parents' house.
Okay, in Murfreesboro?
In Murfreesboro, yes, and his name was Bob Hill. He did not do an architect. He did everything by hand himself.
Yeah.
He drew it freehand.
Okay,
So-
and that I did not know.
Yes,
Because basically what my father had always told me was that it was a spec house.
yes,
Granddaddy bought it 3 months after it was
Yes.
built. And we're from Scotland Neck.
and so is my mother. So that's how, yes.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we're getting off the subject, but yes.
When Danny was always talked about it, he said it was built in 52, county says 55. But there are no two group of windows in each room that are the same size.
Right.
And that it is a wood frame
Right.
on concrete. And that, like I said, 3 months after it was built, my grandfather bought it for $3,000. And it has been in our family since that time.
But
So
Mr.,
that is
but
what
that's-
I know about, and that it was Moonlight Construction, and he was from Murfreesboro.
yeah, it was Bob Hill Senior. And that's who the builder was. But well, he was the owner of Moonlight Enterprises, and Mr. W.R. Deaton was the actual builder of the house.
Okay. All right. That I did not know. And so it's Moonlight Enterprise, not construction?
Moonlight Enterprises, correct.
Okay. Because Danny always told me Moonlight Construction.
Yeah.
So, in fact, Wes had questioned me about that.
I did, because in what, there was one statement, I think it might have been Mr. Nason's, that referred to it as Moonlight Construction. No, he refers to it as Moonlight Enterprises Incorporated. And I asked,
say construction.
she said construction. So Ms. Wanda Brett, Jordan, you said that you believe it's Moonlight
It
Enterprises.
is Moonlight Enterprises.
All right, so I can make that change in the report to make it consistent with with Mr. Nason's architectural summary, if you're
Okay,
okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
And if you don't mind, can I clarify, did you say that with Moonlight Enterprises Incorporated, it was Bob Peel? P-E-
Bob F. Hill Senior.
Peel or Peel?
Hill with H.
H-E-E?
H-I-L-L.
Oh, Hill, excuse me, okay.
Bob Hill.
H-I-L-L Senior.
I
Moonlight
spoke to
Enterpri-
his son over the weekend, yes.
Moonlight Enterprises Incorporated. All right, well, that's great information.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Small world, they happen to build your
Yeah.
parents' house.
Same
as
house,
well.
yes.
Wow. Very good.
I had a good friend here, Ed Cal, passed away a few years ago, and he had a house built back in the 50s with his dad. And every one of the houses back then, Frank Stick approved the
Yeah.
plans on them.
Yes.
So this would have had Frank Stick's
It's had-
seal of approval.
And actually, I had looked it up further in the Coastland Times, and I've got pictures on my phone about it and all, where the deed was transferred and everything. And ironically, you saw 52, the year 52 and the year 55, but it was recorded as 54.
Okay.
You did your homework.
Yeah,
I'll leave 52 in the report though, if that's
fine.
acceptable to y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good information. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
thank you. So do we hear a vote to approve sending the report? I'd say aye.
Aye.
Very good. All in favor? Thank you.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Interesting.
So I'll send that report today, and then once we have the response from them, and assuming that it's a favorable response, we'll schedule the next meeting with you all.
Sounds good. I walk by your house every day just about on my way to the beach because I live in Chickahawk, but I pop out through open space to
And
Skyline.
Skyline,
So
and I got my little garden.
I know, I watch your garden. I've been tempted to steal
If
it.
you need basil, I got
Oh,
plenty.
I got basil.
That's a good year for it.
Yeah, it
Boy,
is.
nuts. Did you know Ed Cal, he was up Skyline? I forget the number, kind of up the top of the hill.
Most of the people I knew in Skyline was Joe White, who had the brown house with yellow trim.
Uh-huh.
He and Granny was always friends with them, that's Kitten and Joe White. And then, the Honeycutts. And, I know, Nuzzy and Octavia.
Yep,
Anyway,
Octavia.
So I knew them when one lived in King Hawk Village and they had 3 Dairy Queens.
Yep.
Back in the day. So,
Well, Ed liked to say he had the only garage in Southern Shores because a basement in Southern Shores. Because you go into the garage and it was built out on the ground level.
Yeah, not many like that.
I
So
think
my kids were playing around in the house, playing hide and seek. And they go into a closet there in his cottage and it's just an air vent, like a return vent. And my daughter goes down, bam, to the basement on the concrete and looked like she was all right.
I think David Stick's old house on Duck Woods, or Fairway.
Yeah.
Corner right there.
Fairway,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's now Lilius Morrison, right?
Yep.
Has a basement.
Does it? I didn't know it had a
Yeah,
basement.
it
Okay.
has a real basement.
Wow, that's a real basement. 'Cause that's a branch on slab on grade.
We have on the agenda, let's see, public comment, commission member comments. Anybody have anything else? Announcements, Mr. West?
Yes, ma'am. As you all can see, Mr. or former Vice Chairperson Tony DiBernardo is no longer sitting up here with you all. I think this was a while back, his term had expired and he had said that after serving many years on the commission, he was one of the, like yourself, one of the original members appointed to the commission. He said he was going to step aside and allow time for somebody else to serve on the commission. Also, Mr. Mike Garasino, he also is not here with us. He notified me around a month ago that they were moving out of town. So he's no longer eligible to serve on the commission as he's no longer a resident of Southern Shores. They moved to South Carolina.
Okay.
So that means that Ms. Wanda Brett Jordan, she has been made a regular member. She's no longer an alternate member, the alternate member. So that means that we have a vacancy, and we have received an application from Ms. Jennifer Adams Falconer. That's the only application that we have. The town council is going to consider her application to be appointed as a member of the commission at their meeting on July 8th. So typically, when someone's appointed to the commission, except for the initial members, Usually someone's appointed as an alternate member and then they move up to a regular member once the regular member seat is vacant. But in this case, we have a vacant regular member seat. So most likely, I can't speak for council, but most likely council will appoint Ms. Jennifer Falconer as a regular member. So I imagine she will be seated with you all when you all consider the designation application for 39 Ocean Boulevard. And then also at that time, we will put the election of officers on that agenda. So you all will be electing a new chairperson and vice chairperson since we'll have two new members seated and Tony no longer with us.
And Jennifer's going to be a good fit. She's a builder.
She
Okay.
is.
She's lived in Southern Shores for many years. She's a
Yeah.
good friend of mine.
I didn't
Okay.
know until her application, it talks about, well, I did learn not long before the application that her parents built a house on 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
And they have a pretty long history here in the town.
Yeah.
And I was unaware of until recently, but I think she'll be, she does a lot of work in the town.
Yes.
She's built several houses over the last few years. But at any rate, we're excited to have a full membership when y'all meet again.
Does that mean I'm the only white male left on the commission?
That will make you the only male member on the commission.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
You're declining minority.
All right, well, here, a motion to adjourn.
Move
No,
that we
second.
adjourn.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Right?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. So be it.